The lights feel cozy, the air is filled with a calm, buzzing feeling, and Jennifer Aniston sits back in her chair with that super cool smile that's been making people fall for her since the 1990s. A smile that's like sunny California weather mixed with playful trouble. She pushes a piece of her blonde hair behind her ear, and her eyes shine as the person asking questions brings up that topic, the one she knew was coming. She laughs that special Aniston laugh, deep and catchy. "Oh, you're really asking me that," she jokes, the sides of her mouth turning up. "Now that I'm 56, I've figured out that some answers are way more fun than others, and a couple might still get me into trouble." The interviewer smiles big, pushing her to keep going, and Jennifer pretends to sigh dramatically. "Look," she says, her voice half like she's telling a secret, half like she's joking. "I've spent years and years around some of the most crazy good-looking guys in the world. Talented, funny, way too charming for what's good for them. I've had to do scenes with them, romantic love scenes, and somehow act like I was keeping things totally professional. Let's just say that wasn't always simple." She leans forward now, resting her elbows on her knees, and her voice gets lower like she's sharing a secret that makes her America's favorite best friend and crush all in one person. The truth is, when two people have that special spark, it's a risky thing. She says with a big smile, "You can feel it from across the room, that little zap of electricity that makes you forget what you're supposed to say, when you're supposed to move, and sometimes even makes you forget how to think straight." Her face gets softer, then lights up again with that playful look. "But hey, I'm all grown up now, I can say it out loud. There were a few guys who made me laugh way too much, look at them twice when I shouldn't have, and maybe made my face turn red at the worst possible moments. They were actors I worked with, friends, famous legends, and every single one of them showed me why acting can sometimes be a little too much fun." She sits back, crossing her legs with that confident grace she's had since the TV show Friends, so yes, she says, giving a little smirk. "There are 7 of them. 7 guys who made me totally forget the camera was even there recording us." Then with a slow smile that could make a million people talk about it online, she adds, "Don't worry, I was good and behaved myself. Mostly." Jennifer's face breaks into that famous grin the second someone says his name. "Jake," she says, stretching out his name with a laugh that shows she likes him and is being playful. "Oh, that one, he was trouble, the really good kind of trouble." She leans back, her eyes twinkling. "We were filming the movie The Good Girl, and I remember thinking to myself, this guy is way too good at acting for someone who looks so young they'd still get asked for ID. He had this relaxed, sure of himself energy, like he'd been acting his whole life, and then he'd give you this sweet, shy little smile and everyone on the whole movie set would melt, including me." She laughs, that famous deep sound that fills up the whole room. "I'd be trying to say this really serious, emotional scene, and he'd look at me one way, just one look, and I'd completely forget what line I was supposed to say next. He'd just stand there acting all innocent while I was the one losing all my ability to be professional." Her eyes shine, and her voice gets low and teasing. Jake has that quiet kind of charm that sneaks up on you when you're not expecting it. He's polite, super kind, but there's always that little sparkle in his eyes like he knows exactly what he's doing to you. He doesn't push it or try too hard, he doesn't need to. It's all in his eyes. Those eyes should get their own special credit listed in the movie. She tilts her head, smiling even bigger now. "And he's really funny, too. That's the dangerous part. You're doing this deep, emotional scene with feelings everywhere, and suddenly he whispers something just quiet enough for only you to hear it, and there it goes. The take is ruined, the camera crew is laughing. Me trying to act like I'm not all flustered and nervous. He was deadly like that, sweetly deadly." She sits back, smiling like she's still part of the inside joke. Jake had this perfect mix of looking innocent but also mysterious. You couldn't figure out if you wanted to laugh along with him, tell him to stop, or just let him keep talking forever, and trust me, she adds with a wink. On that movie set, there were lots of people who didn't mind just listening to him talk. Jennifer basically glows when someone says his name. "Oh, Jason," she says, already laughing before she even starts talking. "I don't think there's a single person anywhere on earth who can keep a serious face when that man is around. He's been one of my best friends for years, and honestly the most annoyingly funny person who's alive." She leans forward, her eyes sparkling. "We've made, what, 3 movies together. The switch, horrible bosses, office Christmas party, and every single time, the hardest part of my job is pretending I don't totally love him. He's got that slow, super dry sense of humor, like he's just describing the crazy stuff happening around him. And you're lucky enough to get to hear it. She grins. Jason's the ultimate professional prankster. He'll say something under his breath right in the middle of a scene, just quiet enough so nobody else can hear. And suddenly I'm done crying from laughing so hard, messing up the takes. He knows exactly what he's doing too. He waits for the perfect moment, total silence, the really emotional important part, and then bam. He drops the line that completely destroys me. Her voice gets softer. He's also one of the nicest people I know. The way he takes care of everyone around him, the crew, the other actors, it's really rare. He's smart, warm, super funny, and just endlessly good and decent. That combination of things is impossible to not like. She shakes her head with a grin. We've spent so many hours sitting around between takes, going back and forth with sarcastic jokes like it's an Olympic sport. He always wins, of course, but the truth is, he's got that kind of charm you don't even see coming at you. It's sneaky. One minute you're teasing him about his dad jokes, and the next minute you realize you've been smiling for 20 minutes straight without stopping. Then she laughs again, that signature Aniston sparkle showing completely. Jason's trouble, but the really good kind. If Hollywood ever figures out how to put whatever it is he has into a bottle, they'll put all the rest of us out of our jobs. Jennifer laughs the second his name is said out loud. Paul Rudd, she says, shaking her head like she just heard an inside joke that only the two of them understand. You know that thing where someone walks into a room and the energy and feeling just gets lighter and happier. That's Paul. He's got that twinkle in his eye, the one that makes you forget whatever serious thing you were supposed to be doing. They've been friends for many years, acted together in The Object of My Affection and again in Wanderlust, and their chemistry and connection has always been natural and easy. We can go months and months without talking, then meet on set, and it's like no time passed at all, she says. Except annoyingly, he still looks exactly the same as he always did. I keep telling him it's not natural and weird. I'm pretty sure he's powered by yogurt and good intentions. She grins. Working with Paul is like being inside a permanent inside joke. You're supposed to be focusing on remembering your lines, but he gives you that sideways smile and suddenly you're laughing right through the take. He's that rare kind of funny. Not loud or in your face, just perfectly timed, like he's reading your mind and saying the funny punchline you didn't know you were setting up. Then her voice gets softer with care and love. He's also one of the most real and genuine people in this business. No big ego, no playing games, just kindness. He makes everyone feel like they belong and matter. That's his real superpower, not whatever anti-aging magic trick he's hiding. Jennifer tilts her head, still smiling. Paul's the kind of guy who reminds you why you fell in love with acting in the first place. The laughter, the connection with people, the fun. You can't fake that stuff, and with him you never have to try. Jennifer can't even say his name without laughing. Adam, she says, rolling her eyes in a loving way, is basically my brother who won't stop daring me to crack up and laugh on camera. We've known each other forever, and every movie we make together ends up half comedy, half test to see how strong my willpower is. She moves her hands as she talks, all animated. When we made Just Go With It and Murder Mystery, it was the same story every single day. Adam trying to see how many times he could make me mess up a take. He's got that playful mischief like a kid. He'll sneak in a new line that nobody told me about before or whisper something completely ridiculous right before the director says action. And then he just stands there waiting to see if I can keep it together and not laugh. Spoiler alert, I usually can't. Her grin gets bigger. He's also one of the most loyal and generous people I know. He keeps the feeling on set so relaxed and chill that everyone does their best work. He'll tease you 1 second and give you his sweatshirt the next second if you're cold. It's impossible not to love him for that. She shrugs, smiling. People always ask what our secret is, and I tell them it's simple and easy. We make each other laugh, that's it. Adam's like this walking reminder that movies are supposed to be fun. He's funny, warm, and completely unpredictable and surprising, which is exactly why working with him is never boring. She chuckles again. You know, that guy in class who could make you laugh even when you were trying to behave and be good. That's Adam, except now he has his own production company and a big budget to make movies. Jennifer smiles right away. Steve Carell, she says, her eyes lighting up. Now that's a man who can disarm and relax an entire set just by saying good morning. He has this amazing mix of being humble and absolutely brilliant. You think you're prepared for how funny he is, you're not ready at all. She laughs, thinking back. We first met at an event many years ago, and I swear he made me laugh before I'd even sat down in my seat. He's got this gentle, quiet humor that sneaks up on you, like a perfectly timed eye roll or a quick joke delivered in that calm Steve way. And the best part, he's completely unaware and doesn't know how charming he is, which of course makes him even more charming. Her voice gets softer. He's the kind of scene partner who makes you better at acting without even trying. He listens, really truly listens, and every response feels real. Working opposite him would be like taking a masterclass in comedy, timing, and kindness. Then she grins, the playful spark coming back. He's also got this quiet confidence that makes you want to match his energy. You can't be cooler than Steve Carell. You can only try to keep up with him, and those moments when he breaks character and starts laughing, forget it. Everyone's gone. The crew, the cast, me. Total chaos and mess. She leans back, laughing at the memory. Steve's the guy who reminds you that being funny and being classy can exist in the same sentence. He's smooth, smart, and the definition of effortlessly magnetic. If charm were a superpower, he'd be leading the Avengers team. Jennifer's face brightens up the moment his name comes up. John, she says, breaking into that trademark laugh. He's just one of those people who walks into a room and instantly changes the energy and feeling. Funny, warm, completely down to earth and normal. You can't not smile when you're around him. She leans back, remembering. The first time we met, I thought to myself, how can someone be that tall, that nice, and that funny without having some sort of secret flaw or problem? But no, he's exactly as good as people say he is. He's got that old, cool gentleman vibe with just enough mischief and playfulness to keep things interesting. Her eyes sparkle. He has this comedy rhythm that's all his own. You'll be in the middle of a conversation and he'll slip in a line so quick and subtle that you don't even catch it until you're already laughing. He's dangerous like that, sneaky funny, and once he starts laughing at his own joke, forget it. Everyone around him loses it and can't stop. She shakes her head, smiling. He's the kind of guy who makes work feel like summer camp. There's this lightness and easiness about him. You can work long hours, do crazy shoots, and he'll still be joking with the crew and offering snacks between takes. Total mensch. Her voice turns a little thoughtful. What I love most about John is that he makes everyone feel comfortable and at ease. Whether it's Emily visiting the set or a nervous production assistant on their first day, he's just kind, and that kind of kindness. It's rare and unbelievably attractive in its own way. Then she grins, tilting her head. If Hollywood had a yearbook, John Krasinski would win most likely to make you laugh while holding the door open for you. Jennifer laughs the moment his name is said. Ryan Reynolds, she repeats, already shaking her head. How do you even begin to describe that one? He's like a human highlight reel of charm and chaos mixed together. She leans forward, her eyes gleaming and shining. He has this mischievous, playful energy that fills up every room. You can't tell if he's about to deliver the perfect line or start some big elaborate prank. Sometimes it's both at the same time. The man's comic timing should be against the law and illegal. He'll say something so quick and perfectly ridiculous that it takes your brain a full 5 seconds to catch up and understand. She smiles wider. Working opposite him would be impossible in the best way. He's one of those people who turns being professional into pure fun. You start a scene thinking you're prepared and ready, and then he tosses you one of those Deadpool grins, and suddenly you're trying not to mess up the take by laughing. Her voice softens just a little bit. But here's the thing about Ryan. Underneath all the sarcasm and jokes, he's genuinely kind and good. He listens, he shows up, he makes everyone on set feel like they matter and are important. That's the magic trick. He's all jokes and energy, but there's a real heart behind it. He's as solid and dependable a friend as he is a co-star to work with. Then she grins again, that signature Aniston sparkle back at full force. He's trouble. She teases, lowering her voice just enough to sound like she's sharing a secret. The funny, polite kind that you don't actually want to stay away from. He's got that twinkle that says, relax, we're just having fun here. And somehow you always are having fun. She laughs, shaking her head. Ryan's one of those people who remind you why movies are supposed to be joyful and happy. You leave the set feeling lighter than when you came in, and honestly, that's the best chemistry of all.